up to, I finally got around to making my intro video. I've recorded a bunch of content and I didn't like how it turned out, so I didn't really get this video started until I got my settings right. I think I finally got them dialed in. So anyways, I figured on here, figured I'd jump on here and do my About Me video. God, this road is bumpy. So a little bit about my background. I've been riding for 12 years. 2012 is when I started riding. I started on a little Ninja 250R, 2010 model, and I took my basic rider course. I was active duty at the time, so we couldn't ride unless always wait till they're committed to the turn. I couldn't ride unless I actually had my endorsement on my license. So I bought the bike, and my supervisor, well, my motorcycle safety rep, who was in my unit at the time, he basically rode my bike from the dealership, parked it in his garage, and said, when you get your endorsement, you can have your bike. Well, granted, I already had the class signed up, so I was already scheduled to take the class. I just hadn't taken it yet. So, and it was only like a few days. It was literally later that week. But, yeah, so I started on a little Ninja 250. I took my BRC class. I ended up getting my bike out, and then every day after work on base, we had this parking lot that was painted. That's where I actually took my BRC on base too. We had a painted off parking lot where you could go and do your training stuff without having to set up cones. And okay, that was cool. Just randomly slam on your brakes. Awesome. Please go straight. Please go straight. Dang it. Anyways, so I would get out there and practice, and it got to the point where I was literally scraping my foot peg and my boots on the ground. Those bikes are so nimble. I love that bike. So I had that bike for 3 years. I refused to upgrade for a long time. Not that I didn't need to upgrade. I just didn't want to upgrade. I just didn't feel the need to upgrade. And then I got married, had a kid, sold the bike, got divorced. Oh my god, that's blinding bright. And I have my sun visor down. I can't even see the light. Holy crap. Anyways, I sold my bike, and then when I got divorced, I went and bought a 05 636. I actually was going to buy a V-Rod. The dealership wouldn't come down in price, so I walked. Like, they wouldn't come down at all, and that thing was going to auction that Friday, because the dealership was liquidating everything. And they wouldn't come down in price. I don't know why. I know they took a loss, because I have connections to that dealership, and I was able to figure out how much they got it at auction. Or how much they got at auction for it, and yeah, they definitely took a huge loss. They would have actually made more money taking my deal. They wouldn't have made money, but they wouldn't have lost as much. So they took a gamble, and they lost. But it is what it is. I ended up getting a better bike, honestly. So yeah, I ended up getting an 05 V-Rod, or sorry, an 05 an 05 636 back in 2018. I had that for about a year and a half, and then I spun a bearing in the engine. Actually, I think it was before 2018, because I left. I think it was 2017, because I left in 2018 for my deployment. So I got it like 2017 time frame. Oh, fuck, that hurt. I spun a bearing in the engine. Oh, is this road closed? No. Oh, okay, no, this road's not closed. Middle lane's closed. All right, cool. So anyways, I spun a bearing in the engine, and I was getting ready for leave for a deployment. I hired a guy to work on it. Kind of screwed me over. I got the bike back in pieces after I got back from my deployment. It was a huge mess. I'll make a whole video and talk about the whole story. I don't know. Well, but anyways, I went and bought a replacement bike instead of trying to put it together, because every time I sat down to try to put it back together, I'd find something else missing. and it was just a nightmare. So I went and bought another 05 636, just happened to be white. They were both white, so it happened to get the same color, but it turned out to be unpainted white instead of painted white like my old one. So I ended up ordering it first. But anyways, so I bought another 05 636, and I had that for about a year and a half, and I wrecked it. So I know, those bikes for me is kind of weird number. So I wrecked it. I totaled that bike. The frame got smashed, but the engine was still good. So I pulled the old bike with the blown engine, pulled the new bike with the bad frame and the good engine, and I swapped it. I put the good engine in a good frame. Had a running 636 again. So I had that for most of this year running. It's still running. It's just starting to leak oil and coolant. So it needs some engine work, and I just haven't had taken the time to clear space and get to working on it again. But that's to come. And then I bought this bike. So this is the fourth bike I've ever purchased. Technically, it's my fourth bike if you include both 636s. Since I technically own both frames and they're both lead titles. Yeah, so this is the fourth bike I've ever bought. It is a 2024 Aprilia RSV4. The 1100cc, well, 1099 to be exact, but, you know, we always round up. 1100cc V4, 217 horsepower crank with the Euro 5 emissions. This thing rips. It sounds freaking amazing, and I am absolutely in love with this bike. It has been a long time coming for me to get a leader bike. I finally pulled the trigger, and I am not regretting it one bit. This thing is a freaking treat, especially coming from a bike that had no technology on it whatsoever to a bike that has all the rider modes, traction control settings, and all sorts of different stuff, and even cruise control. I love the cruise control on this bike. I'll probably do a whole video about this bike, and I'll do a whole video about my 636 as well. And stuff. So anyways, this bike is basically replaced my 636 as my fun/commuter bike. Hopefully next year, this will not be my commuter bike, it'll just be the fun bike, where I will be buying a mini bike that gets like 100 miles to the gallon, and using that as my commuter. I have an idea, but I'm going to keep this a surprise for the channel, and hopefully make a reveal video. If I get much followers, that's cool. If not, oh well. So yeah, so I plan on making mostly vlog style content, talking about subjects and stuff like that, you know, topics to talk about, anything that people have questions about. I mean, I've been riding for 12 years. I know quite a bit. I'm always still learning things. I try to take as many training classes as I can. I'll try to do some videos of those too, but a lot of times I kind of don't videotape those. Oh, hells yeah. We're going to get some twisties without cars blocking the way. But anyways, I plan on also doing a lot of, actually I'm going to be quiet for a minute here because there's a good twisty right here. Oh, there's an ambulance. Anyways, so I plan on making a lot of content where me and my buddies do a lot of group riding stuff. We love back road twisty roads like this, and I'm gonna stuck behind this ambulance. The best corners of this twist. Yep. Oh man, that's like the best corner on this road. So yeah, we do a lot of group rides with each other, and we're not like a club or anything. We're just a bunch of friends that ride together, have similar interests. We do a lot of demo days where we will go to manufacturers, like, well, not manufacturers, but the dealerships. We'll have the manufacturers will show up at the dealerships to have a bunch of test ride bikes, and they'll allow a bunch of people to test ride them. And we do a lot of that. I've actually got some old videos I'm probably going to make here shortly after this one about when we did Triumph and Kawasaki. It was all one day, but I'll probably do a couple videos from that just to keep them shorter. It was with my old camera setup, so it's not the best settings. And I also didn't talk a whole lot. I was like focused on riding the bikes. I was also familiar with the bikes at the time. And then probably do some review videos with my other bikes. My buddy's going to let me ride his Fireblade. He's offered to hand me the keys I don't know how many times. And I keep telling him, when I get my video settings set up right, where I can actually make a good review video, then I'll do it. I want to do it justice. And he's got a 2023 Fireblade. So he's part of the reason why I was so motivated to get a leader bike. So, but yeah, so mostly that's me in a nutshell. I was prior active duty, as I said earlier. Now I'm in the reserves and it's civilian, working for the government, doing the exact same thing I did when I was active duty. So, yeah. I can still deploy, I still have to stay in shape, I still have to do all that stuff, but I am also a civilian full time and have to juggle my personal life and the military at the same time. It just kind of sucks. It is what I signed up for. Other than that, like some of my inspirations, one of my biggest ones was Baker X Derek, if you've ever followed his channel. He's actually the reason why I bought a 636. I bought the generation after his. I just like his style a little bit more. And then he went and bought my favorite CX-10 model, and I almost was going to go buy one of those, but I kind of wanted something a little newer, and I did a lot of shopping around and came to this Aprilia, and I have not regretted it once. This thing is freaking amazing. So, I'm trying to debate if I should turn. Oh, you know what? I should have turned back on the other road. I'm going to turn right here. This truck go by. I'm literally about to go self-lost because I don't have the truck. I don't think I've ever turned down the street. Oh no, this is the road I wanted. Yeah, that's the bridge I wanted to go under. Weird. I thought I passed it. So, yeah, so I'll be making a lot of content that's, review-based and make fun. Do a lot of group rides. Yeah, so I wanted to pull into this park real quick and turn around and head back. Dude, somebody did the limits. So I'm still getting used to this bike. I've only had this since September of this year, and it's still October, so I've had it for just about a month now. Actually, I think right at a month and a week. So I'm still getting used to this bike. I have already turned a lot of the settings down, like from regulations. I have turned a lot of the settings down a little bit, like my wheeling control. I put it on user and I adjusted the settings, like my engine's down, like I think 1 out of 3. 3 is like the most restriction. Wheeling control is still 2, just because I don't trust the front end coming up too much right now. But yeah. So I plan on posting. I keep repeating myself. I have a tendency to get scrolled really easily too on these videos, so I might go off on tangents. So I gotta cut those out. So if it jumps, that's me just like cutting off a tangent or something. I eventually plan on getting the garage cleaned up so I can do content in the garage, but me working on the bike or doing like how to do this, how to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, for the most part, it's mostly going to be vlogs and group rides and review videos. Oh yeah, so Baker X Eric was my inspiration. He's the reason why I wanted to get into motovlogging, but back in the day, I just never really wanted to spend the money on a good quality setup. And now that I've spent some money on some setups, and they just weren't good enough, and then now like prices have come down. Like my old setup was a Senna, so the camera quality was decent. It wasn't trash. Like my oldest thing, I have a GoPro Hero 3. That thing is poor in quality. But now I'm rocking a Cardo with a Insta360, and I have it set up so that it's recording separately, and I have to overlay the audio. I did connect them and record that way, and I ended up not liking the. I thought this dude was turning, and I ended up not liking it because the noise canceling of the Cardo is so good that you couldn't hear any of the audio from the bike. So I had to redo. But now I'm back into setting that I like. I'll hear the audio of the bike. You can hear me talking, and I think it worked out really well. Another big inspiration of mine. Another big inspiration of mine is a more recent YouTuber, Fastlane Geek. He makes some good content. I like some of his stuff. There's also Brian636 up in Chicago. I like watching a lot of his content. But yeah, so I just figured it was time to get out there. I've been procrastinating on doing this long enough, and it's time for me to actually start posting content that I've been filming and get it off of my computer. So that's what I'm going to do, and I plan on making a lot more in the future. So hopefully this works out, and hopefully I get a bunch of you guys watching my content. And if you just tuned in to this, thank you, and I appreciate it. Anyways, so I plan on making a lot more of this content in the future, so I hope you guys like what I make. And even if you don't like it, it would be, I would really appreciate it, because I would like it, subscribe, follow, whatever, just to help me support the channel, and leave comments on how I can do things better. Don't just comment and be like, oh, well, this you suck, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to say I suck, leave something to help me do better. Like leave a comment on how I could be better. Like, but negative content, man, like, I'll ignore it. If you just like that, and we're like, I'll read it, I'll be like, okay, whatever. You bring no value into the conversation, I'm not gonna pay you any attention. But if you don't like something I do, or you think I could do something better, let me know and actually tell me. I don't think it's supposed to see me. Okay, they made it awesome. But yeah, let me know and actually tell me and be helpful instead of just being a dick, really. That would be really great. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I pretty much gave you guys the gist of who I am and what I'm about and what I'm doing on here. And I hope you guys join me for more content. Thank you.